Alright guys, welcome back to another Roblox Studio development video, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this very simple tool giver. You can see when a player walks into this middle cylinder, they'll get a sword in which they can use to kill players or do something else. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, so let's begin. You can see we have this very simplistic tool giver right here that I made just 30 seconds ago. And we have this classic sword that we're going to be distributing to players who touch this part. Alright, and this part will be called the tool giver, and it has can collide set to false. Yep, and so let's begin. The first thing we want to do is to get the handle of the sword duplicated and put it into the workspace. Now just drag it outside, and we're going to put it inside of this tool giver. So this will be on display, and it will show players that they will get a sword when they walk into this giver. And I'm just going to set can collide to false and anchored to true. Okay. So I'm just going to put this classic sword into server storage so we can distribute it to players when they touch the tool giver. Alright. So let's start scripting. Now the first thing we need to do is to detect when the tool giver is touched. So local giver, I'll just name it the giver, equals to script.parent. Okay, so giver.touched connect function and hit. Okay, so the code in those lines will run when the tool giver part is touched, and hit will just be the part that hit the tool giver. So first of all, let's check if hit is a part of a character. So if hit.parent find first child humanoid, so we know it is a character, then we need to see if the character is a character of a player. So if game.players get player from character hit.parent, so if there's a player attached to this character, they want to give the player a sword. But before we do that, we need to check if the player already has the sword or not, because if they already have the sword, we don't want to give them another sword. They can only have one sword. Alright, so the only two places where a previous sword can exist is within the player's backpack or the player's character. So local player equals to game.players. Okay, we're gonna first get the player. Players get player from character hit.parent. Alright, there we go. So if player if not player.character find first child, okay, and I'll do classic sword because that's the name of our sword. If you have another tool, just put your tool's name into these brackets. Then and then we also want to check the player's backpack. So if not player.backpack, player.backpack find first child, classic sword. Again, you want to change this to the name of your tool. Then we want to give them a sword. Alright, we want to give them a sword. So local sword equals to game.server storage, because our sword is stored in the server storage, .classic sword, and then we're going to duplicate it. So we're going to clone. Sword.parent equals to player.backpack. Alright, that shall give the player their sword. And I'll just test it real quick. Here we go. I'm going to press play here, and I'll see you when I'm in the game. Alright, so I am inside of the game. You can see I don't have anything right now, and if I just casually just walk into this giver, you can see that I have one classic sword. You can see I have the sword over here, and if I walked into it again, you can see it will no longer give us any more swords because we already have one in our backpack. Even if I equip it, I will still not get any more swords because it is inside of my character. Alright, so yeah, that's basically all I have for today. Make sure to like and subscribe if you liked this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.